Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangum Langaite Girim, Yat Krupa Tamham Vande, Shri Grundi Natarine. Hare Krishna. So, yesterday we saw till 53rd verse, and Krishna explained about the stage of Brahma Bhuta, or Brahman stage, where you have very controlled mind and intelligence, and no rag and dvesh, equal to everyone, and you like to live in secluded place and very peaceful and very detached, free from ego, free from ahankar, pride, everything. So that stage is actually a Brahma Bhuta stage, where you have realized this material world and realized your own identity as a spiritual being. That is generally soul. I am a soul. So that is beyond the identification of body and the three modes. So what happens after you reach that stage, and you are away from all these material attachments and material shogai, faults. Let us see this verse, very famous verse and very well discussed verse. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma
Na Sochati Na Kankshati
Na Shochati Na Kanksati
Tamas Sarveshu Bhuteshu
Samah Sarvesu Bhutesu
Mad Bhaktim Labate Param.
Madhvaktim Labate Param.
So,
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Sochati Na Kansati Samah Sarvesu Bhutesu Madhvaktim Labate Param.
ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्.
okay, translation and purport. Let me know if somebody wants to read. That's no problem. One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Purport. To the impersonalist, achieving the Brahma Bhuta stage, becoming one with the Absolute, is the last word. But for the personalist of pure devotee, one has to still go further to become engaged in pure devotional service. This means that one who engages in pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord is already in the state of liberation, called Brahma Bhuta, oneness with the Absolute. Without being one with the Supreme, the Absolute, one cannot render service unto him. In the absolute conception, there is no difference between served and the servitor, yet distinction is there in the higher spiritual sense. In the material conception of life, when one works for sense gratification, there is misery. But in the absolute world, when one is engaged in pure devotional service, there is no misery. The devotee in Krishna consciousness has nothing for which to lament or desire, since the God is full, and living entity who is engaged in God's service in Krishna consciousness becomes also full in himself. He is just like a river cleansed of all dirty water. Because of pure devotee has no thought other than Krishna, he is naturally always joyful. He does not lament for any material loss or aspire for gain. Because he is full in service of Lord, he has no desire for material enjoyment, because he knows that every living entity is fragmental part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and therefore eternally a servant. He does not see in the material world someone as higher or someone as lower. Higher or lower positions are ephemeral, and a devotee has nothing to do with the appearances and disappearances. For him, stone, gold are equal. This is Brahma Bhuta stage, and this stage is attained very easily by pure devotee. In that stage of existence, the idea of becoming one with the Supreme Brahman, annihilating one's individuality, becomes hellish. The idea of attaining the heavenly kingdom becomes phantas, phantasmagoria, and the senses are like serpents whose poison teeth are broken. As there is no fear of a serpent with broken teeth, there is no fear from senses when they're automatically controlled. The world is miserable for the materially infected person, but for a devotee, entire world is as good as Vaikuntha or spiritual sky. The highest personality in the material universe is no more significant than an ant or for a devotee. Such a stage can be achieved by mercy of Lord Chaitanya, who preached pure devotional service in this age. So here you see Krishna clearly mentions Mad Bhakti, my devotional service. So now Krishna is talking about the Bhakti Yoga or Bhakti Marga. So after explaining karma and jnana, Krishna again emphasizes Bhakti. So we have seen in all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has told that Bhakti part is a must. So for Karma Yogi to do Nishkam Karma Yoga, they have to offer the results for the satisfaction of the Supreme. Gyan Yogi also has to do Bhakti. He has to remember the Supreme when they leave the body. Similarly for Ashtanga Yogi, when they focus at the end of their life and they want to quit this body, they have to focus on the Supreme. So even if you do any type of yoga, ultimately you need to do bhakti, then only you will get some desired results. Otherwise you will not get. So bhakti is essential. Without bhakti, it becomes a purely karma kanda, karma yoga level, where you just give and take relationship and it's no ultimate goal is achieved. But when it has some part of bhakti in it, then actually the goal can be achieved. So now here Krishna is telling about the bhakti, mad bhakti, very specific mad bhakti, my devotional service. So person who has given the material conceptions that was explained in the last three verses 51, 52, 53, with a controlled mind, controlled intelligence, no pride, no ego, uh, no proprietorship over anything. At that stage is very happy. In that Brahma Bhuta stage, that person becomes very joyful. So the absence of the miseries, absence of the problems make ourselves happy. This we can experience, right? In the we have discussed this, like when there is no office on the weekends, we feel happy. Because why? Because office and work of office and politics of office and all these things are in one way misery. They give us pain. We do it because there is no option. We have to survive. So we do it. But that is a pain. It's not only pain for the person who is doing, but also for his family and everyone. So when the office has holiday for 1 week in Japan, we have this Obon Yasumi coming, right, August. So people plan for that from now, June end, they start planning. Why? Because they're looking forward to that period when there will be no office. Uh, So that stage we say officeless stage. And there we have our own free time, our own planning, enjoyment. So we feel happy and we look forward to it. So this is very simple cross example when there is no one misery, but this Brahma Bhuta stage, there is no material misery. And there is Sama Sarveshu Bhuteshu, means you are equal to everyone. That means there are no enemies, there are no friends. So when there are no enemies, there is no fear of existence. When there are no friends, so there is no competition, or there is no loss of fear or loss of friendship. Nothing is there, no anxiety. So it's a very peaceful and happy stage. And you can look everyone as your relationship is there existing at a very higher realization, spiritual realization at the soul level. And then you feel compassion for everyone. And then you don't desire anything, you don't want anything, you don't lament even if you lose anything, you don't feel sorry, uh, and then you are actually very peaceful. We can find such type of devotees and people in this world also, and when we are around such people we feel very uh, happy. We also feel happy even if we have attachments and everything, but if we are with such people we feel happy, we feel satisfied, we feel that yes, this is something different, is something higher. Uh, So that is a stage of Brahma Bhuta where a person is very, very open, very, very honest, very, very simple. uh, and he sends that type of vibrations. And at that stage, actually, the Mad Bhakti, the devotional service is we get or attend. So sometimes people ask the question, okay, Brahma Bhuta stage, you get the pure devotional service. Now, what about the other stages? Of course, the other stages, the bhakti is there, but it is Mishra Bhakti, because we have attachments, we have desires, we have anarthas. So we are entangled some way or other to other things. So it's not pure. It's mixed up with the material things. So it's not pure bhakti. It's a Mishra Bhakti. Uh, and but of course, Mishra Bhakti is much better than doing no bhakti, because it will raise your consciousness slowly. It will take you to the higher consciousness. So Mishra Bhakti is also favorable for bhakti, because you are slowly purifying your existence, everything. So that is also a favorable position or situation. But we should strive for the pure bhakti, where we don't want anything for us. We do all the activities only for pleasure of the Supreme Lord. So that is pure bhakti. And where we are, and when in that stage, we don't hate anyone, we just love everyone, we are compassionate to everyone. uh, and from there, actually, the path of the devotional service starts. And then, how this path, how this person or a yogi or a bhakta, you can say, who has achieved this stage and gets the bhakti, what he will, after he gets the bhakti, what happens? That Krishna will explain in the next verses. So Krishna has talked about understanding him in Tattva, right? So now Krishna is summarizing that how you can know me, and how to achieve that stage. So we'll see that in the next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Okay, any comments? Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining on Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much.